WordPress 3.9 has just rolled out. Let's take a look at some of the new features. First of all, we see that the paste as text area, we used to see a little option to paste from Microsoft Word here as well. That area is now gone because this is called TinyMCE editor, this little area, and they've upgraded what TinyMCE can do. TinyMCE is not limited just to WordPress. It's used by all kinds of online WYSIWYG. What you see is what you get editors, and the Microsoft Word jumbled code issue, I guess we don't need to worry about these days, so that's pretty cool. Another thing that has changed is that if you have an image, before you had to go through this add media option up here to pull that image in. Now we can click on an image and drag it, and you'll notice that I can drop my file and it will start the upload process, and there you go. So if I wanted to add multiple images in as a gallery while inside of this, you'll see that I can go into this create gallery and check a few images. So to see that again, I just went to create gallery and I could check several images. Let's check one that doesn't look like a duplicate. There we go. Create my new gallery. Insert the gallery. And what's really cool is that in the past, all we used to have here was just a box, and now I could see the images that are inside of that gallery. So the gallery, if I were to save this and publish it, it would show me, you know, little thumbnail images or something depending on how I laid it out. So now inside of the editor, we can go in and edit these things, and from the blog post edit, we can actually see what they do, which is really awesome. There are a few changes to the way that photo editing works inside of WordPress. Once you've uploaded your photo, you can go into edit, and you'll see that the layout for image editing is a little bit different. We have the ability to align things laid out a little differently than before, as well as where it links to. Likewise, inside of this, you have some advanced options like we did before, such as open a link in a new window. Now, what also gets a little bit interesting is that we have a replace button here. And the replace button means that we could swap out this image inside of the media library and replace it with a new one. It will not necessarily keep this version. So if you are repeatedly uploading an image, trying to tweak and adjust it just so, you know the frustration that can lead to where you've got 20 copies of virtually the same thing while you're working on lining it up. Now you could just simply click on the replace, and that will allow you to override it with the new uploaded photo instead, and thus delete this one. What you also have the ability to do is create a custom thumbnail, whereas before you see this is the thumbnail that it picked out for me, but maybe I want this version that I've laid out here. I could click on the edit thumbnail option. You see that I've got that. I can hit the crop option in the top, and I'm applying that crop to just the thumbnail. And now we have this image instead for the thumbnail setting. Another thing that we have the ability to do is add different types of media. So if I upload a file, select one, and let's say that I wanted to upload an audio clip. I'll hit open. And now because I have an audio file inside of my media, I have the ability to create an audio playlist. A big word of caution though when you do this is that uploading media to the same place as your web hosting can get you into some serious trouble as far as your hosting provider, depending upon what their requirements are, as well as your bandwidth for your site. So if a lot of people start uploading a lot of audio and video to a site, then you might run into an instance where you have too much going on and you really are slowing down your site and any others that are hosted on that same server if you're using shared hosting. That said, I've got two audio files listed here. I will say that I want both of them. I will create a new playlist, insert it here, and now you see here is my playlist shown here. So if I were to, I'm not going to publish this, but if I hit test, do a save draft, here is what that would look like if I actually took that live. You could see that here is my playlist embedded into my site along with the different episodes that I had listed. Those are just my different media files that I put into that. So those are an interesting way that you could get in and create a playlist and see an image gallery. Likewise, if you want to customize your site, WordPress has a new ability that you could see your widgets that are on a particular page so you know which ones to go and edit. In the past, we used to have to go through appearances and widgets. Now, if we're under appearance and then customize, we see this ability. So we have widgets, and it tells me which widgets are on the page, and I could also add a widget from this page as well to the specific areas. These are different areas that I have widgets laid out on my site. So this says widgets lower left, which would be this category. I've got a text widget that has some code from Twitter in there. If I make a change to it, I can also go in and see that right within the spot. So that's another great change inside of WordPress 3.9. Depending upon your theme, you may have the ability to customize a header area that you see here when you go into appearances and then customize. So here's that custom header area. Previously, you weren't able to customize the headers within this spot, so now you can, which is really great. To see where you get that information, it's just under appearances and then customize. So before, you used to have to go to widgets and header if your theme supports a header here under the appearances, and now you could just get to it right within the customize area specifically. Also good to note while we're in the same location is the ability to preview themes. We now see these big blocky versions to see what all themes we happen to have installed on the site. And it's prompting us to see that we can now adjust the widgets and things over here on the customize. So I'll just close that out. If I want to add a new one, I can click on this add new, and this layout will now match previously how the preview of the installed themes looked. So now you have a little bit better of an idea of how your theme is going to look before you put it on your site, so you can see if these are ones that you would want to make use of. Most of the news for what you need to know for this version of WordPress 3.9, dubbed Smith after Jimmy Smith. To find out more, you can visit my website, CourtneyEngle.com, or visit wordpress.org/news to get any further information.